If you grew up a sports fan, you had a dream. The game-winning moment on the biggest stage happens because of you. The crowd goes wild, and it's because of you. And if you've been a baseball fan, you probably had a specific dream. Since the year 1903, when the first World Series happened, generations of sports fans had the same dream I had when I was a little kid. Down 3, bottom of the ninth, bases loaded, 3 balls, 2 strikes, and the ball is thrown and... But despite this dream, for 120 years, it never happened. A grand slam to win a World Series game. The childhood dream. And in 2024, we got the closest we've ever gotten to that. I just get chills thinking about it. 8:37 p.m. on October 26th, 2024. If you could pause and relive any moment of your life, I might pick this one. Just because it told me childhood dreams do come true. Whoever you are, you probably had some big childhood dreams. If you grew up a sports fan, you dreamed of being a hero because you saw them every day on your screen. These real-life superheroes would battle and we would spectate and watch, dreaming that maybe one day of that being us. But for many of us, as we age, we stay fans. We don't become the heroes. And that's okay. Also, life gets harder. You go from a kid looking up to these athletes as superheroes. Then one day you're watching these athletes and they're younger than you are now. But still to you, they're heroes. You believed in it as a kid, but as an adult, you don't believe in superheroes anymore. And unfortunately, baseball itself is a game that has strayed away from many of us as we've aged. Baseball schedules are not conducive to a fan who works a full-time job. Our own busy lives, the sheer amount of games starting at 10 a.m. On top of that, TV blackouts have kept fans from being able to watch their team. Crazy ticket prices have kept fans away. People are losing their childhood dreams because of owners moving their team away. And so this childhood dream has gotten dimmer. But what makes baseball beautiful is its legacy. Bringing us memories since the 1880s, baseball is older than some states in the United States. And baseball was America's pastime, which led to amazing cultural moments, from having a women's league during World War II, or breaking the color barrier, or even George Bush throwing out the first pitch after 9/11, letting a country know that maybe everything would be okay, because sports were there to take care of us. Because sports and real life often mirror each other. Over time, your favorite sports team will lose more than it wins. But sometimes there are moments that remind you that anything is possible. In baseball, the World Series started in 1903. And there have been some amazing home run moments, from Joe Carter winning it in 1993, to the shot heard around the world, to Kirk Gibson. Remember that childhood dream I talked about? Every generation has their moments as a child that they remember watching the superhero. For me, it was Luis Gonzalez's game-winning home run against the Yankees, the evil empire at the time. Though arguably, that might have been the only time that people have rooted for the Yankees, given the atmosphere after 9/11. But as a child, Luis Gonzalez's moment made me think that even with a little hard work, the little guy could win. That the world really was a meritocracy. And while every generation has its moments, sometimes things happen in sports that are more heroic than that. They are historic. There were a lot of expectations on the Dodgers coming into 2024. After signing Shohei Ohtani, the Dodgers' stacked roster improved, and this included having former MVPs Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman. Freddie Freeman played for the Braves for 12 years, and during this time he was a 5-time All-Star, a 3-time Silver Slugger, and he even won MVP and a World Series championship in 2021, which was his final season there. The Dodgers season did not go as planned. They faced a lot of adversity, and they had lots of injured players. But unfortunately, there were more issues than just injured players. In late July, Max Freeman, the son of Freddie Freeman, endured a battle with Guillain-Barré syndrome, a rare neurological disorder. This harrowing experience was followed by Freddie taking time away from the Dodgers so he could be with his son, who thankfully has made an incredible recovery since. The miraculous turnaround for Max coincided with a wave of support from fans and his teammates, who all wore blue t-shirts wearing #MaxStrong across the chest. On September 7th, Max attended his first Dodgers game since he was hospitalized, accompanied by his family. Unfortunately, on September 26th, the second to last game of the season, Freddie Freeman injured his ankle and ended up missing the last game. As he entered the playoffs still nursing his ankle ailment, things looked worse as he re-injured his ankle during Game 3 of the National League Division Series. Every game, it wasn't clear would Freddie be able to play or not. He spent hours every day rehabbing to just make it so that he could possibly play. But then, the Dodgers did it. They made it to the World Series, and they were facing the Yankees. The first game of the World Series, you could feel the tension as it was a low-scoring affair for the first part of the game. But at the bottom of the ninth, the game was tied, and so it went to extra innings. On the top of the 10th, the Yankees score a run, making it 3-2. And now, the Dodgers were up, and it was do or die. With 2 on, the Dodgers intentionally walked Mookie Betts to bring up Freddie Freeman. The same Freddie Freeman who could barely walk. The same Freddie who would miss time because of his son's illness. And that's the scary thing. I talk to you about these childhood dreams, and for some of us, it might not be hitting a game-winning home run. For some of us, it might be just to live, like Max, who thankfully was there to see his own real-life superhero, his dad, do exactly what his dad probably dreamed of when he was a kid. And just like that, the childhood dream of so many people, myself included, became true. And no, I'm not Freddie Freeman, and I didn't hit a grand slam in the World Series. But Freddie, for a moment, gave millions of people in a city life. As he rounded the bases, everyone screaming and cheering, because if any man deserved to be the one to experience this year, it could not be more poetic than Freddie Freeman. There's an expression that baseball fans say: how can you not be romantic about baseball? 36 years earlier, Kirk Gibson had his heroic baseball moment to send the Dodgers to a victory in Game 1 of that World Series. And at 8:37 p.m., October 26, 2024, 36 years, 11 days, and exactly to the minute, Freddie Freeman became the first person ever, after 120 years, to hit a grand slam to win a game in the World Series. And while my childhood dream may have been to have hit this home run in the last game of the series, to do this, a run down in extra innings after the season he had, well, it's a story that you couldn't make into a movie, because you couldn't believe that it actually happened. But thankfully for millions of us and my childhood self, it did happen. So these childhood dreams do come true. So don't give up on them.